that was when the real heart of my spiritual awakening happened, because now I was isolated from everything that was home. Now, granted, my family was here now. I moved here when my dad got sick. So the family was here, but the wounding was here too that I was going to heal. Or unbeknownst to me, I was going to heal. When I tell you, I thought it was just craziness happening. I was isolated from, away from all my friends, away from all the normals and all of that. And so there's this book, her name is Delilah. I have to get her last name, but she has a book called Vibrate Higher Daily. And when I read it, it was about, she had a part in there that was about all the terrains, the ocean, the desert, the mountains, the valleys, and she was using them metaphorically as part of your spiritual awakening. And when she said, when you go into the desert, it's dry, you feel alone, you just, endless of the same thing over and over again, but you're still striving to get to wherever it is you're trying to get to. And when I was reading it, I was like, yeah, it's crazy, because everything that she was saying, I was experiencing when I came to the desert, because I transformed. Like, the person I am now is totally not the person. Not totally. I'm not going to say that. But I'm different. I don't relate. Like, even when I go back to LA every month, it's like, okay, get me in, get me out. I don't need to be here too long. I don't even recognize the place anymore. And it's just one of those things where if you're okay with shifting gears, changing locations, once again, not running from, but running towards something, allow that thing to pull you. Don't run from anything, but allow it to pull me. And I did that. And
shit, I was running. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, man, I need to get the fuck up out of here. I'm gonna just keep it real. Like, I was, you know what? I was doing both. I was running from the life that I had, and I was running towards what I was going to, and I didn't know what I was going to, but I just knew I needed to go.
Same.
I couldn't stay there no more. I was like, I can't be here, and I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna figure it out. I was scared. Speaking, let me slow down. I ain't gonna talk about scare, because we're talking about fear.
We're talking about fear tonight.
Go ahead and bring us in on that. Since we're on that note.
But yeah, that's the same I was in. It was like I'm running away from that, running towards something. I don't know what it is, but we're gonna handle it. So welcome, you guys. Hit that like button some more for us. Share it live. Call your mama, call your ATs.
We already at 4,000.
Oh yeah, they tapping away. I like that. Thank you. Arigato. Welcome to the Awakened Man and the Awakened Woman live here on TikTok. Tonight, my co-host and I, King Dom, the amazing King Dom, we are going to be talking about something that is definitely affecting all of us right now. And as you can see, my frequency feels a little heavy, because I'm feeling the collective energy. And at the root of the collective energy that we all are feeling right now is fear. And it's heavy. We all are experiencing some kind of shift in the atmosphere, whether it be shift in our relationships, our pocketbooks, our health, whatever. Everybody's feeling it. Don't tell me we're not, because I can feel it. It's happening. And part of the life experience, I will say, not just the spiritual awakening, is fear. We're here to experience all of the feelings, all of the emotions, love, fear, joy, peace, anger. We're here to experience all of it. But at the end of the day, fear is one that is definitely a repetitive thing, or a repetitive theme that comes into our lives. And fear is one of the main reasons why people do not go after what they want. They don't become who they want to be. it's a stop for a lot of people rather than a challenge to get through, to persevere through, and to triumph over. And tonight, I mean, it came to me earlier when Dom said, "What's the topic?" I said, "Well, something will come." But I was watching a little TV, and then I was thinking. I was quiet most of the day, and I just said, "There's a heaviness, and what's at the root of the heavy? It's fear." A lot of people are fearing, the state of the world. They're fearing, not being able to take care of their bills, or they're fearing their health issues. They're fearing, the safety of themselves and their relatives and all of that. I will say this: fear is real. It's a real thing, but it's designed for us to learn from. Whatever it is that is coming next for us is on the other side of fear. And fear, I always like to say, use your fear as fuel to keep going, to keep moving forward, because fear is also the weight that helps us build up our stamina, our spiritual stamina, our mental stamina, all the things. And if we don't face fear, fear is going to stop us from doing any and all things. It's going to stop us in our tracks. It's going to stop us from having friendships, having relationships. It's going to stop us from having careers that we want. It's going to literally stop us in our tracks of becoming the best and greatest versions of ourselves. I wanted to start by saying, okay, here's my little tagline: facing fear and trusting your truth. Because that is the focal point that each of us should be on in order to overcome our fears. Finding your truth, going in that direction, being on that trajectory, and knowing that you're going to overcome your fears. I see Dom thinking.
Isn't that a conscious? So when you say facing your fears or overcoming the fears is a conscious decision. Would you say that a lot of us don't even know that we are living and operating from fear?
Yes.
So then if we don't even know that we're living in that space, then it's going to be hard to overcome it. Like, because it's almost like being in a room. Fear is like being in a room with trash, stinky trash. And when you're in the room with stinky trash, first, you smell it. But after a while, what happens?
The smell does not smell anymore.
It don't smell anymore. You get used to it. It's a part of your life. And so that's how our fear is. It just becomes a natural part. And I'm just not going to even think about doing that. I'm just not even going to think about going on this journey because, it becomes natural to never move past where we are. Never. It was like the fear, as we were just talking about me living in Lancaster and then leaving, there was a fear, like, what am I going to do? How am I going to make it? Blah, blah, blah. But then it was like, well, I don't know. I don't know. But what I do know is that I'm tired of where I am now. My mom used to say this, I had a lot of history of like drug use in our family. And when my mom got clean from drugs, she just said, I said, Mom, what got you clean? She said, I was just sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Hello.
Sick and tired of being sick. I was just tired. I don't want to do this anymore. And so now that is going to push me beyond the fear of the unknown. And so that's the thing about us. What do we do in our life? We all strive for what? Stability, comfort, safety. That's what we want. And I'm going to tell you, man, the more I've been on this journey, the more I'm like, damn, ain't a damn thing secure, safe, or comfortable about this.
Nope.
Like, damn, like it ain't. As soon as you get to a place of safety and comfort, boom, okay, on to the next.
Yep.
And I had to accept that because I was like, yeah, I'm doing pretty good now. I'm good. I did this thing. I got this new identity, blah blah blah. And then all of a sudden, the rug gets pulled under me, and I'm sitting here like, what the hell? So we strive for safety, comfort, and the familiar. And throughout this journey, it puts us in a place where all of that is pulled from you. And then you have to face these fears. You have to face the fears. Like, so since we're talking about fear, I had to face the fears of instability, financial instability, safety instability, mental instability, relationship instability. So every single fear that I had, this journey was like, bam, here it is. We're going to put that in your face. Oh, you scared of that too? Bam, here's this one right here. Oh, you don't like that? Bam, here's this one right here. So all of these different things. And as we're talking about this, it's making me realize that the journey is just going to make you face it. You got to face it. Like, there's no other way.
You don't have a choice.
I tried to be like, nah, I'm not doing that.
She said, because anything that doesn't change dies. We can't stay the same. We have to grow. You are so right, Pisces.
Yes.
It's what I'm learning in my journey right now, and it's so uncomfortable. Oh my God, it's so uncomfortable. I'm really learning my next level of just being. Just being.
Mm-hmm.
I'm being humbled a little bit more in a great way to just let all things happen. No more pressure, hands off, stay in the flow, take it day by day, and just let it be. It is what it is. And as I've been talking to people, like last week, it was people freaking out, this isn't coming through, or they stopped this, and this is happening, and all these things. And what I was telling them, I was also telling myself, if you ain't got it, you ain't got it. If it's not happening, it's just not happening right now. Doesn't mean it can't happen for you better, but it's just not right now. You've been in worse positions before. This ain't the end. You're not going to die. You just got to get through it. And the way you get through it, ease up off of it. Let it happen. And if your faith is intact, then fear can't really have that much power in that space. Because faith and fear, once again, can't occupy the same space. So are we letting fear lead, or are we allowing our faith and our belief and our knowing take the wheel? That's where I'm like I said, I'm on another level of it for myself. And it's like all we're being inundated with is negativity, fear, stupidity, retarded. No, I'm not gonna say that, but it's just a matter of the world is being consumed with everything that is trying to make us afraid. That has us feeling as though we're lacking. Because if we had a energy and a mindset and a feeling of abundance, we wouldn't be afraid. Mm-hmm. But now everything is being stripped. And I think, I believe it's a good thing that we're being stripped down. Get to the root. What's the fear at the root of all of this? You're afraid of losing your house. You're afraid of losing your job. You're afraid of losing your relationship. You're afraid of not being able to take care of your bills. You're afraid your health is not going to be the great. You're afraid of not being able to eat. Why are we so terrified of all these things that have always flown naturally to us, that have just occurred naturally, because someone else outside of us is telling us the opposite of what we know to be true? If we didn't turn on if none of this was taking place, if none of these things were occurring, we would be going on with business as usual. That's why we have to remain focused. Like I said, whatever your truth is, I have a stable job. I have a home that I can cover financially. I have food on the table. Maybe, prices are going up. Okay, maybe you don't need that extra bag of chips. Maybe you don't need to buy. Maybe you should drink water for the rest of the month. I don't know. But we are not in a lack universe. We are in an abundant universe. There is more than enough. There is so much that we can't even fathom. But yet and still, the world is trying to tell us that everything's wrong. Everything is diminishing. There's nothing left. Yeah, we can't control it, but we can manage. We should be able to manage ourselves without being afraid because things are changing.
That's the part right there. Because how many people fear change? How many of us fear change? Because you start talking about change, and it's like, well, that is probably one of the most terrifying things for people, is to be able to deal with change. And because what do we again, we want stability. We want things to be the same. You know, you mentioned us. All of the things that are happening. There's so much rapid change happening right now, things that we've never experienced before. And because we've never seen it before, does not mean that it's not a part of the process. It's part of the process. All of this is part of the process. Dawn, you said trusting and having faith. So, and then having the knowing. So for me, one thing that's helped me in this is knowing that, hey, oh, I see this thing happening. I see, oh, damn, that's really messed up. Okay, but that's part of the process. And I trust that there's a reason for that. And the thing is, with this journey is that they don't tell us what's about to happen next. You don't get an email or a memo saying, hey, Dawn, you know what, the next 3 steps, the next 4 weeks are going to be like this. You just have to walk into that next day blind, raw dogging that next day. Just like, I'm here, just I'm raw dogging this day. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm here, and I'm here. And then I have to be here in a way where I'm fully present, I'm fully experiencing, but I'm not attached to the chaos and fear. I'm attached to where I'm supposed to be going. I'm not attaching. So I watch the news, I see everything that's happening in the world, and I have my feelings about it, but I also have my knowing about it.
Mm-hmm.
I have my knowing about it. I'm looking at this world and I'm like, wow, this world is just it's burning. And then the knowing is like, oh, it's supposed to.
Yeah.
It's
to
supposed
get rebuilt.
To. Yeah, it's supposed to.
To get rebuilt.
I mean, I'm thinking like, if think about how many times we talked about how horrible this world was.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's actually burning down. And now we're like, no,
it's falling apart.
No.
But we didn't like it.
Ain't this what we wanted? Like, this is what we wanted. It's like, but the reality is it's scary because all we know was the chaos and toxicity of before.
Yeah.
So I'll take my toxic relationship over nothing. Mm-hmm. So I'll take my toxic society over nothing. Mm-mm. And that's all I know.
Yeah.
So now walking through this space, like I said, I'm very in tune with this world and what's happening. Like I'm always, always paying attention. But again, I have to detach myself. I even think that's why I'm not in the States no more. I'm in Mexico. Like I'm detached.
Yeah.
But I can see it. I go there. I'm visiting. I work. I do all the time. I'm there. But I'm detached. Like I got to be away from it, from that energy, so that I could be in my own space. I got to be able to be right so that I could face it. When I see this horrible stuff happening, I'm shaking my head like, what the, like, is it? I didn't know it was going to crumble like this. Okay.
I did, in a way.
You saw it.
I did, in a way. Mm-hmm. That's just me being Aquarius and seeing stuff before. I did, in a way, because first of all, the exposure is happening simultaneously as all of the crumbling is happening. There's no more veils. There's no more secrets. When we went through our collective awakening during the pandemic, it was like, okay, it's falling apart because we have to put it back together. If you know anything about New Earth, the shift in the ages, if you know anything about those things, it's got to evolve. And we can't evolve if we're staying the same. Now, what's happening collectively, and we saw it, overseas with, them withholding supplies and so on and so forth. And now we're experiencing it here, and it's happening all over the world collectively. What we're watching is everybody's being forced to go into survival mode. And survival mode is one of the lowest frequencies you can be on. So they're telling you, we don't have enough. Oh my gosh, you're going to starve and this is going to happen. No, you're not. No, you're not. I literally am a person. I was just with my girlfriend Donna. If you're in here, Donna, I told her yesterday I only eat one time a day. And that's not great, but that's what they tell you. Oh, you're supposed to eat multiple times a day.
Why is
But
that not great?
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. They say you got to eat multiple times a day. But I'm like, if I'm not hungry and if I know I'm fueled up, like my body's good, when you hit a certain space spiritually, you know you don't need to consume. It's a thing. You don't have to consume as much as you did before. And my body literally does not want any more than what and sometimes
Needs.
it needs. Your need, and that's, I say this 1,000,000,001 times. Your needs will always be met. If people could live by that alone, they would know there is no lack. It's your wants that get you in trouble. But your needs will always be met. Collectively, we will come together and help. And that, here's the thing with the collapse of everything. And here's the other side of the fear. What happens when a natural disaster happens? When storms, whatever happen, people come together and help one another. It's human nature. When people are in trouble, if they're hurt, whatever, people are naturally drawn to come together collectively to help one another. That is where we're going to be getting to. If I'm sure we're there in so many ways now, but that is natural human instinct. These people need help. Let's go help them. That's being a human being. That's raising the consciousness. Because right now, where everything is, where it's crab in a barrel, dog eat dog, I need this, you don't need that, and all this other stuff, that's what's being dismantled. Lower vibrational people who are still on those frequencies, are the ones who are going to suffer greatly. Those who are raising their frequency and saying, hey, let's help. I have this. You have that. Let's go do this. Let's go help these people. Let's go do all these things. That right there, that energy alone is what raises the frequency. Not trampling over each other, not stealing from one another, not harming one another because we're trying to survive. That's saying my needs are met and I have more than enough to offer another human being. I have more than enough to give to help my fellow man. And we talk about being Christians, that's true Christianity right there. That's knowing we're here as one. And what fear does, fear creates separation. It's literally creating separation. It's causing us to go into survival mode. It's causing worry, doubt. It's causing all of the things that are going to keep us at that low frequency when it's meant for us to awaken and continue to rise.
Donna said, I get Don's insight, but my journey is different. And that's fine, Donna. Yeah, everybody's journey is not the same because Donna said you can't run 10 miles and eat once. Says who? Like, yes, you can. Like, you can do whatever you say you're going to do.
Whatever your body tells you need.
But for some people, I get Donna's point too. I see what she's saying. Your body needs nutrients. I got it. I understand. But you said something, Dawn, about the eating what you need. I don't know. I don't know about y'all in here, but in my journey, my diet has changed. I only eat once a day, and I remember when it happened. My stomach was just bubbling over, and I went to the doctor, and they was like, "Oh, here's these antacids and all this other stuff." I'm like, "Bro, what's the problem though?" And then my cousin said to me, he was like, "Hey," he said, "Try this fasting." I had never tried fasting before.
It's amazing.
I was listening to what everybody said I was supposed to do. You're supposed to do this, but my body was telling me, as Donna said, your journey. My body was like, no, I don't care what they told you. Well, that's the whole journey anyway. Is deconstructing from what they told you, and especially with the food. I'm over here eating a hot garbage special. Let me get a number 3 hot garbage special, and what am I doing to my body anyway? You know,
Right.
so and then I don't give my body a chance to repair. I don't give
Yeah.
it any of that. But in the journey, it's been a letting go. It's been a slow letting go of everything. And eating was another thing for me. I'm like you, Don. I eat once a day, and I don't need anything else after that. I
No.
don't want anything. I hate the feeling of being full. I cannot stand that feeling. That is
Just
the
sleepy,
worst
be
feeling in the
slow
world.
walking. And I'll tell you this, yesterday Dawn and I ate, and it was a small portion. So we went to this spot that I love out here, and it was fish and chips, but I had shrimp, and it came with 5 shrimp. And I tell her I can never finish all 5. I think I forced myself to eat 3, and I brought 2 of them home. I brought 2. I wrote them up, and I said they're too good, but I can't finish it. It's a thing where my body is like, no. Now that doesn't mean I'm not overweight. I'm not where I want to be, but it's just a matter of my body doesn't desire it anymore. Enough. I don't need to keep consuming water all day. I'll drink water galore. Got 2 glasses sitting right here. Water is my constant. But when it comes to needing to keep snacking, I know I'm in a healthy place with myself when I'm not eating like that. When I start doing the munchy thing, that's nervous energy. That's anxiety. That's something that's not healthy for me. And I'm like, okay, I need to stop doing that. But when I'm in a great space with self, I forget to eat. And it's like, oh, well, maybe I'll just eat a banana, or maybe I'll just some fruit really quick, and I'm good the rest of the day. But that's the mentality that people are shifting into as well. Oh, we cut off these benefits. Oh, there's not enough. These prices are going high. That's nothing. That's just a way to make you fear that you won't eat. When realistically, we overeat as a society. We consume too much of all the things. And that fear is going to be a rude awakening to people when they realize I don't need that much. I can live off of just this smaller portion. I run away from chicken when I see it's all big and stuff, and I'm like, I don't want to know what that bird actually looked like with a leg that big. Walking around, I don't want to know what it looked like. But we're so obsessed with having more that we're getting more than what we could be satisfied with. And that's something that people aren't really tapping into, satisfaction. They want more, just more. And that more is not what you need. It's what you
It's
want.
what you want. That part right there, like the idea of we got so used to getting everything. Now the fear is that I can't live without X, Y, and Z.
Mm-hmm.
I can't live, and I gotta say that on this journey, the journey has stripped me of anything that I thought that I couldn't live without. Anything, people, money, food, like it comforts it has put me in the place of saying, nah, I want you to make sure that you can do without that.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to make sure you can do without whatever that is that you think that you need.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, nah, I need this money to pay my car note, or I need this money, I need this. Nah, go ahead and lose it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it get real.
It does.
This get real.
It
I ain't playing.
does.
This get real. It get real. It's like, no. It's not about saving it. Listen, no.
No.
Lose it. Go ahead and lose it. Go ahead and lose it. And then go to the bottom. And then we'll see. And then I'll meet you at the bottom. And then we'll come back up a different way. It's I'm telling you, it's a different thing. Let me see what you say. Don was, what was
Yeah,
that? Donna was saying
health and fitness.
she run 20 miles a week in conditioning. Oh, of
She
course,
does.
yeah.
She does
You got a
marathons
snack.
all the
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
She's
I
always
got you.
at a marathon.
Yeah,
Always.
you gotta eat. Shoot, you better eat. Shoot, you gonna pass out.
I will say this: I have lost everything multiple times, and what it taught me, I think I want to say the second time, but definitely the third time, first time it hit hard. And I was so like, no, that's my stuff. I can't, that I need, this is mine. This is all of mine. And then it was gone. And then it was like, okay, there's nothing I can do about it now that it's gone. What do we do after that? We rebuild. You redo better than you did before. So the next time I was faced with losing, I said, okay, let it go. I'll help. I'll make some calls. Come pick it up. Come get this. I'll assist. Right? The third time I said, I'm going to go ahead and do this elimination process gradually. I'll get rid of that. No problem. I became a minimalist naturally. So it's like now I'm in this phase of, what do I take with me when I leave this place, meaning the States? I'm on that frequency now. So what do I want to come with me? And because basically it all can go, because I'm like, that's where it really gets to a point where you're not afraid to lose anything. You're not afraid to be without anything, because it's already been taken from you once and you've already given it up the rest of the time, to the point where it's like, I know I can thrive with nothing. I'm gonna be okay even with the bare minimum. When you've been homeless, when you've been taken, when everything's been ripped from you, when you've had repos, when you have bankruptcies, when you've had all the things, you become less and less afraid of being without, because you're like, you know what? I can get it again. Not in an arrogant way, but you just believe it. You have a knowing about yourself that I can do it again. It wasn't meant for me to have that anymore. The new version of me doesn't have those things. The new version of me doesn't live there. They don't drive that car. They don't have that bank account. They go get another one. Because we're no longer in a holding on. Like I said, the more we hold on to something that's trying to leave, the more suffering you'll experience. And when you learn to let it go, you free yourself. It's more liberating. And you fight to not be there. Exactly. You don't want to be in that negative space anymore. You be like, oh, it's time for this to go? Cool, no problem. If your car, like case in point, I had a car. This car, I put it in the shop so many times. I had people that were offering to get my car fixed for me. I said, I'm not resurrecting this car no more. I am not getting ready to resuscitate it anymore. It's trying to leave me. And I'm gonna let it go. It's trying to leave me. It doesn't, and it didn't need to be there. It didn't need to be with me anymore, because guess what? That car represented a chapter that was very painful for me. That car represented when I lived in it, when I was running away from my abuser, when I was doing all that. I'm like, I'm not supposed to have this car anymore. I don't need this reminder. I don't need to feel it. I don't need to smell it. I don't need to I don't need to look at it. I don't need have anything to do with it anymore, because that chapter is over. I healed through it. So now it's trying to take its leave, and I'm gonna let it leave. But people couldn't understand that when I was saying that. And I'm like, they're like, no, you need to get it fixed. I will walk. Okay? I will walk. Public transportation, cabs, and Uber. They're available. Why are we holding on to this? But for people who always want to keep what they have, it doesn't make any sense to them.
You know the show Hoarders?
Yes. It's a mental thing.
Yeah.
It really is a mental thing.
Yeah.
Has anybody in the chat been afraid to lose something, someone other than themselves? Because we're going to get to that part. Have you been afraid to let something go? And Steph, if you're still in here, we talked about this on a call one day, didn't we? We talked about that, letting it all go. Bon voyage, honey.
All of those things, losing people. And another question too is that, how did you take the loss? Have you been able to accept the loss? Or is it still like, I'm upset about that loss, or I'm upset about losing this or losing that? You know, when I think about marriage, losing the relationship, losing the home that I had, or the two homes that I own, or losing finances, or losing whatever I think I'm worried about. It's not that you go to a place where you just are just okay with losing stuff, but you accept the flow of life. You accept, like, okay, this is supposed to happen. You know, Don, you just said it. You said that car was running away from me.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that's running away from me, I want to open the door. Okay, go ahead and get up out of here. Like, if you're supposed to be gone, go. Like, what am I trying to keep you here for if you want to go? If the car is supposed to go, I have to accept that. The house is supposed to go. I got to accept that. The job is supposed to go. I got to accept that. The relationship, I got to accept that. The finances, I got to accept that. The stability. I'm going to tell you that the biggest thing, somebody asked me this recently, and they said, when you moved to Mexico, what did you have to leave behind? Did you have to leave love? Did you leave people? And I was like, no, I don't know. I didn't have, I had to leave comfort. I had to leave familiarity, and I had to leave knowing things. I had to leave those things. So it put me in an uncomfortable situation because I don't know anything here. I don't know the language. I don't know the culture. I don't know nothing. I just know I'm supposed to be here. And I'm like, okay, so and that was a fear for me. And it stopped me from moving. That's why I was like, all right, I came out of my recent dark night of the soul, and bam, time to go.
Mm-hmm.
Time to go. And then the universe aligned it to where I met, a friend of mine, and he was like, hey, come visit. I came to visit. Within a month, I moved here. So it's been a letting go. It's not the traditional things. We think of the finances, and there's other things, like I said, comfort, stability, not knowing where everything is going to be. Think about that. I own my business, so I have to figure out, okay, how am I going to get paid this week? What am I going to do? What's going to happen here? It's a different being, but it's also a part of the process. Steph said it took me 40 years.
Yeah, that was part of her journey. She just moved. We talked about that.
Oh, is that Missouri?
Yeah.
You moved to, and congratulations on that, Steph. Because I know that's a big thing.
It was
I
a
know,
big leap.
and you did it though.
It was a big
Yeah,
leap.
you did it.
But you've done it.
I would assume there's fear.
Oh yes, that was a big ticket. You've done it before though, in so many ways, just not the same. So once you you had it in the back of your mind, I've done this before, it's just different now. Like you said, I have a subtle, I don't want to call it a fear, but it is a fear of the new and unfamiliar, because it's like, you don't want to be here anymore. But it's, oh, you was a military brat, yeah. It's for me, it's always been my plan to do the nomad thing. It's always been my plan. It's just now I feel like I'm expediting the plan a little bit. But it's like, okay. And I tell myself, wherever you go, you're going to love it, because you're going to be there a couple times before you decide. Number two, it's not permanent unless you make it permanent. You can always go back. You can always shift gears. You can always transition somewhere else. That's why pack light so you can get up and do your thing however you want to do it. So that's me talking myself into it rather than talking myself out of it, and getting excited about it rather than allowing that fear to lead in the decision, because like I said, it's been the goal all this time, so why not? But it also, family, but anywhere I go I can come back, like it's no big deal. But when we take those leaps, once again, that fear is kind of like, okay, open the door and go through, because what you want is on the other side of that. What you want is always on the other side. And fear has a tendency to show up right when you're about to experience something greater than what you're experiencing. It always shows up right there, so you can stop, make some decisions, see if you're going to move forward. Think about the decisions. Is it the right one for you right now? Does it make sense? Is it working in your favor? Then cool, go ahead and do it. But you gotta not talk yourself out of whatever it is that you're afraid of.
Not talk yourself out of whatever it is you're afraid of. And how many times do we do that? Like, how many times do we talk ourselves out of it?
All the time.
Because we are afraid of whatever that thing is, and we're. But you said this. You said on the other side of it is what you need. But I don't know that. I don't know what's on the other side.
Well, that's in the beginning. You do know it now.
I know now, I'm saying, but in the beginning, let's say I'm somebody that's just starting off with something like the move we talked about with Steph. Now, and I don't know what's on the side, but what I do know is that I'm comfortable now. It might be chaos, but it's my chaos.
Mm-hmm.
It might be low vibrational, but it's my low vibration. And now it's like going to this new place. Why am I going to this new place? What is the benefit of going to the new place? And I'll say the new place, I'll say the benefit that I've experienced is that I get to be better versions of me. I get to upgrade to better versions of myself. I get to experience life differently when I step outside of my comfort zone. Because that comfort zone is a place where your fear will, so you're comfortable and fear resides there too. Mm-hmm. Fear is also kicking it in your comfort zone. It's hanging around in there. It's like, I'm comfortable too. We both sitting on the couch, not watching the game. Oh, you want something to eat? We both chilling. We both chilling. My comfort and my fear are sitting there because those two are connected.
Yeah.
And then it's not until I'm able to move beyond that, and say, okay, look, I am comfortable, but I know I'm supposed to be somewhere else.
Yeah.
I know I'm supposed to be doing something else.
But that's when fear speaks up. It's like, wait, what you doing? Wait, we good right here. No, we're not. Your desire to have more, to do more, to be more is there in the comfort as well. It's the polar opposite. So it's like, okay, I'm comfortable. I'm great here. I've reached this level of whatever I'm doing. But then something in you, which is desire, is what caused you to have more, to do more. And then once you have that desire and it starts to, become a repetitive thought, something keeps, whatever that feeling is that we get when we say, you know what, I'm considering it. I'm thinking about it. I'm weighing it, going back and forth with myself about it, asking somebody else's opinion. That's when fear says, no, we good here. That's when that part of your mind, as I call it, the saboteur, that's when it says, no, this can go wrong. This will go wrong. What about this? You're going to leave these people behind. And all the things start coming to the surface. And that's when you, once again, have to have a conversation with yourself and say, no, this is what I want. When you build up that muscle against fear and say, no, have a seat. This is what we're about to do. Yes, it's scary. Yes, it's unsure. Yes, it is something that's new. But if you want it bad enough, you're going to move that fear to the side or you're going to work through it. But that's what fear is for. It's to stop you from becoming more of what you want to be. And unfortunately, there's a lot of people, a whole lot of people. What do they say about the cemetery? You got a lot of unfulfilled wishes and it's most regrets.
Dreams and desires.
That's where dreams go today. All that. Because if we didn't have fear, we would have a world of unstoppable people.
And this world conditions us to be fearful.
Mm-hmm.
And it tells us that it has to look this way. Your life must look this way. And if it doesn't look that way, then something's wrong. If you are, if you're not married by a certain age, you don't have kids, or you don't have a certain job, or you don't have a certain income, it conditions you and it says, hey, if you're not doing this, then something's wrong with you. So in order to break out, it takes a lot of courage and determination to break out of that. Like, because you're breaking away from, and then you got the culture. You got society and you got culture telling you that. Our culture tells us things. And so, but can you break away from it is the question. Like, yeah. Are you able to break up? And so, let me see. For the people in here, is anybody have any examples of a fear that you had to face? What did you have to face? Drop that for us. What did you have to face that you felt like you couldn't face.
Breaking
And or
out of the matrix is hard.
maybe it's something now. Breaking out
Breaking
of the
out of the
matrix.
matrix is very challenging. Yes, it is.
Hitting gems. How you doing? Good to see you.
Because you find yourself weaving in and out of it, in and out of it as you're going through the journey. It's not like you just find your way out. You go in and out, in and out. You be like, okay, I'm out of it, then I'm back in it. I'm out of it, and I'm back in it. Fear of being married after 30 years.
Fear of being alone after being married for 30 years. Yeah. And so here's the thing. What if being alone was part of your journey? What if the universe, God, source said, yeah, you've been married 30 years. We gave you 30 years. All right, we're going to need you to do 5 by yourself. What if that was part of the journey? Like, and I'm just throwing this out here because you're bringing up a good example. So anybody else have an example, bring it in, or something that you had to face. But and if they said to you, alone is the next period, what if you embraced alone? Like, what if we embraced alone for that period? I don't know. I can't say. I don't know. She said, first I couldn't see it, but now I do. Yes, I'm glad, because the worst thing we can do is fight the natural order of things that are going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Like, go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say, and Steph, if you want to come up and share your story, you are more than welcome to come into the box and chat with us.
Come tell us.
Yeah.
We need to hear it. We need to, but I'm telling you, like that whole idea of, because I have what I want, and then my higher self has what I need.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Steph.
Hey, y'all.
Chat with us.
So I think just as I stated at first, I couldn't see it, but now I do. But now the fear is um, moving forward. As far as a relationship is concerned, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like I don't want to get trapped back into that same thing. So just a different face, same scenario or same situation. So I'm very, very, very careful, and maybe sometimes too careful. And I'm 52, so I don't have a lot of time for like games, and you know what I'm saying. So like I don't. So I really don't even indulge in that. So I'm trying to just, if something comes my way, I guess something comes my way. I am kind of withdrawn, so I kind of stay in my own little bubble. I go home, I do the little thing, go home, go to work, come, that little same routine. So I guess I do have to get out and get out a little bit more, but I'm okay right now. Like I'm all right.
You comfortable?
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, you're in your routine.
I mean, but it took me a long time to get this. Like, it's so peaceful. Like, I'm an empty nester all of a sudden now. I just sent my son off to college, in August, and I mean, all of the things. Like, I've never experienced this before. So it's like, gosh, this was God's plan. I'm just gonna leave it with that, leave it right there. You know what I'm saying?
How does it feel?
Um, some days. Some days I'm like, gosh, it's quiet in here. You know what I'm saying? And I'll bug my kids because I have three kids, 2 adult daughters and a 19-year-old son, and I don't call him grown because grown means you pay for everything of your own. So he ain't grown yet. He thinks he is, but so sometimes I find myself bothering them, but then I have to pull back a little bit because that's their lives to live. You know what I'm saying? So then I have to find things for myself. So I read, I journal, I've really, really, really been doing more with my spirituality. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to lock in there, and so it's different. But I mean, I'm okay. Like I'm good. And my mom always says, "Are you shouldn't have moved way over there by yourself." And it's a lot of YT people there. And I'm like, girl, look, I am fine. Them people ain't bothering me, and I'm not bothering them. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm
Mhm.
good. Like I really am. But then I
It's
like
an
to have I
adjustment.
would like to have company sometimes, but I guess that'll come.
It'll come when it's time.
Yep.
It'll come when it's time. What you're doing also when you know, you're shifting identities and you're going from a different space of mom, everyday mom, to just being Steph. So this is an opportunity for you to just be with you, learn you. That
Oh
space
my God.
of
Oh my God.
alone
Yes.
is
Yes.
so incredibly powerful because you're being prepared. You're not only being prepared for your next relationship, you are nurturing your relationship with you.
Yes, because I do not. For 30 years I lost all of me. Like I
Mm-hmm.
could tell you everything. Anybody in the house, I could tell you their favorite color, what they like, what their favorite food was, everything. Me, I go in the shopping mall, girl, with my girlfriends or something, and I'm looking stupid because I don't know. I'm feeling guilty to buy something for myself. Now, no, I'm rebuilding me. I'm recreating me, and I left a lot of baggage behind over there. So, and I'm okay. I'm okay with it. It took me a long time to get here. It's almost been, well, since 20, just five. So it's been 5 years that I've been, you know, separated from my marriage. 3 that I've been divorced, and just a few months being an empty nester. So it's been quite a journey. But thank you for the gifts. But it's definitely one that and I thank you so much, Don, because you were my sounding board for sure, and so you definitely gave good advice, and I appreciate you for that.
I'm
And
proud of
Kingdom, you too, because I've been following you forever since you was in California, sitting in your car, chit chatting. And so, yeah, you guys have helped me so much. Let me just tell you so. But I'm gonna jump back down and let you guys continue because I'm taking notes. So I can't take notes and talk at the same time.
you. Very good. Well, I'm proud of you, Steph. Keep
Thank you guys so
going.
much. I'm
And you
gonna
know
do
we're
it.
right here. We're right here
All
with
right.
you.
Thank you.
Yes, yes.
That's powerful though. Like so you talk about 30 years. That's a long time. And then, as you just said, as she was talking, I was thinking like, oh, so this is your moment, to recalibrate, and to figure out what it is, like you said, Dawn, to discover who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Who am I outside of my marriage, outside of my kids, outside of my job? Who else am I? And then, you get to create who else you're going to be. What else? How can you be of service to this world? And I say this, and this is not just a Steph, but, for all of us. And it's kind of hard because we all want and need relationship, but if it's not coming yet, it's not supposed to.
Not supposed to.
It ain't supposed to. There's something else you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be creating an organization to save the turtles. You're supposed to be creating an organization, to stop underwater fire prevention. You're supposed to be creating an organ. There might be something else for us to do, but we will never get to that as long as we're looking for someone else or we're waiting for someone else or it's like, and this is not just about Steph. This is all of
This is
us
all of
do this.
us.
All
All
of
of
us do
us.
this. We are so like consumed with because and I appreciate Steph for saying this because it's a powerful thing. I don't want to be alone.
Mm-hmm.
What if alone is a part of the journey to get us? Like if we actually looked at it like, wait a minute, I'm supposed to be alone for some time. I'm supposed to be alone. I'm
Mm-hmm.
supposed to be alone on my journey creating my organization that's going to stop, homelessness or feed. And then along the way, I might meet such and such as I'm doing what
I
I'm
say
supposed to
that
do.
all the time. I
I'm
say
trying
that
to
all
told
the
you.
time.
I'm trying to told you on the way to my journey.
On
I
your
might
path,
actually
you
on my
will, what's
path.
our favorite word? You will align with
I,
whoever it is
man,
while you are on your path, while you are in alignment with yourself. Because guess what? If you're looking for your perfect person, your true partner, you have to become a true version of you. And we're not that when we're playing all these other characters, when we're carrying all these other hats and playing all these other roles. We're not them. The person of your dreams will align with you when you become the person of your dreams. Okay? That's the only way it's gonna happen.
Hidden gem. This is a
Hi,
hidden gem.
Jim.
Oh, hello. Yeah, this is Hidden Gems. I'm based in the UK, so I'm on overtime at the moment because it's about 1:05 here in the
Oh my gosh.
UK. But yeah, I had the day off, so and I got the day off tomorrow, so I can afford to stay up a little bit later than usual. So hi guys, hi Kingdom, hi Dawn. I don't know you, but I now I'm getting to know. So thank you for your little wisdom today because I've been listening. Um, but yeah, it's it's interesting, isn't it, that sometimes my little point in the chat was about, people feeling, or sometimes me feeling that, success is something that is achievable, but I feel like I've got to a state where I'm a little bit like, oh, can I be bothered now? Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Can I really, really be bothered anymore? Like, what does it mean? Does it really mean anything to me? And I think because maybe I now start to watch my friends, people I know are leaving the world, and I'm like, well, like, what's more valuable? Is it more valuable just to kind of be happy in my time here? Capture new experiences, or should I still be chasing what they call maybe success? And what does that mean? So I think for a lot of people, you're kind of a little bit hung between two worlds of, yeah, I want to go out and do more, but also recognizing I've done a lot. Do I want to be bothered to do more? Or just be here for those who haven't yet caught up to the things that you would like to do? So I had things that I wanted to do years ago, like I wanted to run a marathon, I did that. I wanted to be an author, I've done that. I wanted I wanted to set up my own business. I have done that in the past. So it's like now, what would I like to do? And I think relationship thing, I hear what the lady before was saying about, relationship and having come out long relationships and then deciding, being in that kind of middle ground of what next, what next, especially if you're an empty nester. So I've had all those experiences, but I'm little bit like now, this time for me, what will be this time for me? And what should, and not even the should, because I don't like the word should, but what could I be in this special time for me? And I'm not sure that that's a TikTok creator or whatever. It is more like, how do I bring the best out of myself in the time that I've been given? Because I feel very blessed um, to have this time. I don't know if anybody else understands that, of like you feel like wake up and you go like, I've been blessed another day, I've been blessed, right? But now what do I want to do in this time? So I changed jobs recently, and that's because I felt my time was not valued where I was before. I'm now in a new job which is less pay, but I feel like it's giving more value, but I'm still like, I want more money. Let me go back to my money, right? So it's all of that. But I feel like now in this job, I am giving a lot of value because I'm helping a lot of people who need to be healed by different interventions and giving them the opportunity to get some interventions that they probably wouldn't in a lifetime be able to get. Um, but yeah, it's just how it works. But it is that thing of like working out what is the value that you want to give to the world in the time that you have been given. So that
You said
probably
not
is the
being.
question.
You said not being successful and feeling time was
Yeah.
running out. Why do you say like? What is not being successful? What does that mean? Do you feel like it? What does that mean?
Well, I guess that's the question. What does that mean? What does success mean? And it's different to everyone.
Mhm.
And I was saying, King, that, you know, there were goals I had probably 10 years ago that I think I've achieved now, right? Some things that I've achieved. And now I'm thinking like, do I need to keep achieving stuff, or can I be just happy going like, okay, I've done a certain amount of things, I no longer need to. And I think that is maybe the human thing about sometimes women who've been single women for a while and who've done a number of things, that we get to that point of almost burnout, in the sense of like, I've done. Do I need to stop now? Just stop doing and just enjoy? Or what do I do with this time I've been given? Does that make sense?
It makes total sense. It makes total
Yeah.
sense. It's just as Donna asked, can you enjoy and be happy where you are? Because what I hear is a sense of I'm not yet satisfied.
Yeah, I'm not yet.
Yeah. So I don't know if you caught earlier when I said my chapter right now is me learning how to just be.
Mm,
I've been able to be before, but now I'm experiencing it in a different way. So when you say, okay, I have the job provides a sense of fulfillment because of the quality of the work that you're doing or the kind of work that you're doing, right?
mm-hmm.
But the money is not there. Not like you would desire it for it to be. Not the way you want it to be. But we're now in a stage of existence where our energy is our currency. That's what it goes back
Mm,
to what Dom and I were talking about earlier. Your needs are always going to be met. But the work that you're doing now has to be fulfilling, because is it really about the money, or is it really about just being all that you can be in the army? But is it really like, I want to be satisfied with life?
mm,
Can you do without the material aspect and primarily focus on, this is fulfilling. I feel like I'm making a difference. I'm serving my purpose. As long as you're in alignment with that and no longer focused on per se the money itself, your that money is gonna flow to you in so many different ways. You just have to be open to it and just enjoy the work that you're doing. Enjoy the life that you're living. Enjoy the friendships. And all of the rest will start flowing to you naturally.
okay. Thank you. I hear that.
It's
Yeah,
not
that
a,
makes sense.
you said successful, but then I thought about it. I was like, wait, weren't you successful before? Didn't you achieve the goal?
Yes.
Like,
Yes, I did.
so you've reached what it is that you said you wanted to do. And then, but now something else comes up. Like, what else, like, what else am I supposed to be? Like, who else am I
Mm,
supposed to be in this space? Like Steph was talking about earlier, like, okay, I think there's that transition period. Dom was talking about the transition period. Like, you transition from a 30-year marriage, from being a mom or being whatever. And I think that's sometimes what I'm hearing. Like, a lot of us in transition periods. And when we're in that,
Mm-hmm.
we don't know who we are, what we're supposed to be doing. And it is our duty, it is our honor, it is our to create, to help create what that is. And the only way you create that is that you start listening to your inner voice and figure out, okay, what brings me joy? What brings me the happiest level of I am? Who was that talking about? I think it was Donna. Donna was talking about running. Donna talked about running. So if she's running 20 miles, she got to be in some type of joy if you're running 20 miles. So yeah, because
Cheers.
you don't run 20 miles and not be in joy. You really love running if that's what you're doing. So there's something for Donna that is like bringing her joy. It's bringing her. So and I'm asking, what is that thing for you that is bringing you, and by the way, you have to be extremely motivated to run 20 miles. You got to
Mm-hmm.
mm-hmm.
be motivated.
Oh
So
yeah.
what is it that brings you joy, motivation? And it's our job to find that. And the only way we find it is we become in tune with ourselves, and then we try these different things, like whatever that thing is. Steph just said something profound. She's like, I think I got to get out a little more. So that means you got to go try things. I'm not saying that this is your story, but we have to go and experience different things to say, Is this something that brings me joy, happiness, and motivates me? And like, it's our job to find those things. And that's for all of us, like,
Mhm.
especially in these transition moments.
Yeah, I hear that. Like I was the runner. So I was
Mm-hmm.
running miles and miles and miles every day. And then I decided, look, I'm getting older. I need to save my knees, maybe, right?
Right.
Okay. So I stopped running this year and I thought, right, okay, I'm gonna start swimming. So now I swim.
Okay.
So swimming's my new thing. And then recently I started salsaing, so salsa's become a thing. Um,
What is that?
I enjoy
Salsa.
salsa.
Salsa. Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
dancing. Yeah, yeah.
yes.
So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
so I started doing that again, but I had done that a few years before, but yeah, that was attached to something else. But now I'm doing it with my friends, girlfriends, and it's fun again, right? It is fun again. And it is that thing of finding, and that all gives me joy, and my kids give me joy, and everything else gives me joy. I'm still wondering why I'm still a little bit, still feeling like there's something more to do. But maybe that just be might be my spirit of always wanting to do, always
Mm.
trying to find the next thing to do, and maybe not being just being, right?
I
Yeah.
I just did a post, and Donna could contest to this because I showed it to her. I haven't posted it yet, and I said one of the hardest things that humans are having to learn is to how to just be. We're human beings, but
Yeah.
we keep being human doings. We keep doing, and we have to learn how to just be. But the thing about it is, here's where fear kicks back in. We're afraid to be because there's so many things that we feel have to get done. There's so many things that we have to acquire, right? Something
Hmm.
has to be sacrificed, right? And there's always going to be a consequence to whatever it is that you sacrifice. Now, are you going to sacrifice the money? Are you going to sacrifice the obligations? Are you going to sacrifice what you're responsible for? Or are you going to sacrifice what it is that you're actually called to do? You got to one or the other. But if you go into the direction of what it is that you're called to do, I guarantee all will be well. All of it.
Thank you.
You're
This
welcome.
Thank you.
bee, the concept of bee. So there's certain level sharks that have to keep swimming their entire lives. If they stop swimming, they will drown.
Yep.
They cannot stop swimming. So some of us have shark characteristics. I have to keep going because my identity has been attached to what I do. So if I
Right.
don't do something, then I'm not valuable. This is something that a lot of people struggle with. Like, if I'm not doing this, then I'm not valuable. If I'm not doing it, and so, when Dawn's talking about the concept of being, it's sitting and then developing understanding and knowing that you're valuable by simply sitting and not doing anything. I was talking to somebody recently, and she said, "Well, I didn't. It was a horrible day. I didn't get anything done." I was like, well, "What did you do?" It's like, "I just rested. I took a nap." I'm like, you did a lot.
That's
Like you did
important.
a lot. Like, what do you mean? Oh, because you didn't do what the typical society tells you were supposed to do. You thought you didn't do anything wrong, and I was like, no, 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 you did a lot. You got to rest. I was like, haven't you been talking about resting? You haven't gotten. I'm like,
Yeah.
you took a nap today, and you had a phenomenal nap. So the being part is a skill. Damn, it's a
Hmm.
skill to be. Like Don said, that human beings, but we're human doings. That's not like to just be, and then to be and to know that me not having to do anything, my value is there, my self-esteem is there. I am everybody I need in that moment. Maybe I'm not supposed to do anything. Maybe I'm supposed to sit. That's the concept of meditation, sitting, stopping. You're not doing anything. You are just being in that
Hmm.
moment. And I've started meditating, so I'm meditating for an hour now. So I'll meditate for an hour, and it's like a whole different world. Before I do it for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, now it's an hour, and I'm sitting there and I'm being, and I'm just in that moment. So this concept, I think, is something for us to, while we are accomplishing things and they make us feel good and all that, there is also a counterbalance to that. It's like you can accomplish great things, but part of accomplishing great things is also just being too. That's an accomplishment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thank you. Because, like this last week, I had such a horrendous week because my daughter was ill. She went into hospital. I was still working, trying to run around, go to the hospital, get back, da 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 da. And then on Friday, I just got to crash mode. I was like, no, I'm
Mm-hmm.
not doing this. I am having a few days of just me recovering from this trauma of being the shock of her being ill, me running to the hospital, the whole stuff. I need to just stop. And even today, I wanted to go out and do stuff. And I was like, no, I am just going to stay in bed and chill today, and I made myself do it. And so I'm glad we're having this conversation because that's exactly what's happened today. And I now have been given another day tomorrow, and I think I'm going to do the same just because I can.
Yeah.
And it is that thing of getting off the hamster wheel and going, look, this is time I need for
Mm-hmm.
me to be in order to continue.
It's
And that
required.
is a hard thing sometimes to get
It's
off
yeah.
because you feel like I've got to keep doing it. I've got to keep dragging myself around, trying to meet everybody's requirements, but I'm not. It's not helping me.
But your requirements are to take care of you because no one else
Yeah.
is supposed to. Is your daughter doing better? She's doing well?
Yeah, she's a lot better now. Yeah, we
Okay,
just
good.
finished having a chat actually. So
Good.
she's a lot better.
Good.
But it did take getting to that point of almost burnout to
Mhm.
stop, right? To realize that, you've done enough and you can't do any more. It's time to just have a rest for you. So,
Have you ever
yeah.
noticed that when we do too much, there's something that shuts us down and makes us sit down?
Ooh.
hmm Well,
It
that
could
happened
be
to me.
illness, injury,
Yes,
derailment. Something is
100%.
going to, when it's time for you to rest because you have not, something happens and we are forced to sit down, you
Yeah.
know? So if you do not give yourself permission to rest, if you do not allow yourself that time to just allow your body to reboot and recharge, that's where, like Dom said, meditation, going out in nature and grounding yourself, going to sit for. I schedule, like I said, that morning routine, that's mine. That's me resting and allowing myself to just be on a daily basis. But we do honor ourselves by giving ourselves that day, that 2 days, that couple of days that we need to just do nothing. Do nothing because our bodies are machines. They need to be in chill. The engine needs to turn off sometimes to cool down. And that's where we get restored to be able to keep going as long and continue to do our mission. Where people get burnt out, that burnout is when you're doing stuff that's not in alignment with what you really are supposed to be doing. When we find the joy and fulfillment in what we love to do, we're that's fuel. That's that reciprocated energy. I'm loving what I'm doing and it's giving back. I'm loving what I'm doing and it's giving back, right? But we still do give ourselves that time of rest. But when we're in jobs and relationships and all the things that drain us, you're gonna get shut down real quick. Real quick. Burnout is real. Hello, Heavenly Set. It happens. So I'm,
Yeah, I
I'm
think
very
it's,
glad that you honored
I
yourself
agree.
with this time to rest.
And
Well,
that's what
I
it
was
is.
getting a cold. I was getting a cold on Friday. Like
Mhm.
out of the blue, I was catching a cold.
Hmm.
And I knew it was that thing of like I'd done too much.
Mhm.
By Sunday, I'm like runny nose, I'm feeling ill. And it is, yeah, you're right. The body tells you. You know that book, The Body Keeps the Score. Um, yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
It
because what
does.
is disease is dis-ease. You're not at ease. There's
Yeah.
something that's out of alignment with you, and that's when our body is like, no, I can't go any further. And if you don't have your body, what else are you gonna do?
hmm
But then there comes a point where you make it a spiritual practice, like Don said in the morning. Like the morning is non-negotiable. Like your routine, it's non-negotiable. So that routine is a routine to take care of yourself and honor yourself. and it's a spiritual like there's an altar that you go to that altar, and you're going to honor yourself in that altar. So all of us have to develop a spiritual routine of honoring ourselves without doing something. Now there's times you can also honor yourself by doing things like we were talking about with Donna. We're running, and you can honor yourself. But there's also the time, and to make sure, and this I think this is for all of us as we talk about letting go of things, to make sure that my identity, my self-esteem, my self-value is never attached to what I do. It's not attached to what I do. It exists in its own space. All of those
Mhm.
things, my identity, my self-esteem, my self-value, simply exists. It's not attached to degrees. It's not attached to money. It's not attached to whether I'm married or not. I was married. It ain't attached to that. It ain't attached to nothing. It's attached to me and my divinity and who I am. Because I remember times where I did attach it to those things, and all those things were ripped away from me. And it was like, okay, if all you are is what you got, who are you when you don't have it?
Mhm.
You
It's a
know,
good question.
who are you when you don't have the job, the degree, the status, or this, or who are you? And so I've had to learn to be like to say, well, I am someone, I am of value without those things. Now, those things can come add, but they will never be the source of who I am. And because when those things stop coming through, now this is why I always talk about this. Like we talk about people suicide rates, when we talk about in the men's world, the rates are extremely high. The reason they're so high is because we attach our value to provider.
Mhm.
And our society tells us you got to be a provider. Y'all tell us we got to be providers. Like, and I'm like, yeah, okay, cool, I'll
I want a
provide for you.
provider.
Yeah, exactly. We go to that, and then we tell us it's not just it ain't just it's everywhere. It's telling us, and there's a message that we're getting as men. You guys as ladies get what messages too. Y'all got these toxic messages too. So I tell men, I said, well, I'm glad that you're providing for everybody else, but how you do about providing for you?
Mm.
Have you provided for you? Because if you don't provide for you, you can't do nothing for anybody else. And then what happens when they're gone? Steph talked about being an empty nester. As a mom, you are a provider. You are providing love and care. Now that these people are gone, where does that love and care go?
Yeah.
What happens now? It's supposed to be going to you. It's supposed to be recycling from you. And anyone else that I'm providing for comes from the abundance of me providing for me first.
But
There's
overflow.
an it's abundance. It's abundance that I have from me, and then I can give that to other people. All right. But when all those identities change, I need to be able to shift with those and like, okay, well, I'm not a day-to-day father anymore. I'm not a day-to-day employee anymore. Who am I? And then knowing that I get to create that. I get to create that.
So hidden gems, when you wake up, if you could wake up every day, what would you want to do?
Well, my ritual at the moment when I wake up is to pray. So that's my first ritual. Um, it's not everyone's, I get it, but I feel like I need to connect with my divine, you know, first thing in the morning. And then if I had the choice, I feel like for my day, um, the thing that I love doing most is writing. And I haven't written in a while, but I'd love to go
Why?
back to doing more writing. Just life takes over, you know, uh,
So
and that's an excuse because actually, you control some of the things you can control and you can put them aside. Less time on TikTok. Do you know what I mean? You can you can control some of this time you have. So yeah, just making use of the best time that I have to do. The book I wrote before, I wrote it for like 3 years at 3 o'clock in the morning. From sort of 12 to 3 o'clock in the morning. So like, I know I can do it. I've done it before. It's just intent and discipline, isn't it? Going back to that discipline.
Intent,
Um,
consistency.
and the consistency, absolutely. So I know what it takes. It's just like sometimes I don't feel driven enough to want to do it. I was like, why can I be bothered? But then, I'll be talking to people and they go like, you should put that in a book. Like, oh, okay. Okay. Do you know what I mean? Like, I have so many stories. Yeah, like you should put that in a book. You've got so many stories, like when I'm talking to my kids or what, Mom, put it in a book because we know them from you, but like it'd be nice to have them. So yeah, I probably need to be more intentional with the things I know I can do.
Yeah. Well, that's your start for your next.
Yeah.
That's your start for your next. Dom, you got to get out of here. Okay.
Sorry, Dom.
No, it's okay. It's okay. But I did want to like just point out the fact that when you mentioned that you said you love writing,
Yeah.
but it's something that you haven't been able to, and it's real that you don't get to do it because life happens and it sucks the life out of, like, I don't feel like doing this. I'm tired. Like, but that's a real thing. But if you can find ways to navigate and get back to it and or even in small steps, if that's a gift of yours that brings you joy, oh, heck yeah.
That's the direction.
Like, yeah, like you got, I mean, even if it's, man, write 3 sentences tonight. 3 sentences, like, just 3 sentences, whatever. You start wherever you need to start, but you just identified a lifeline for yourself. Like, that's a gift. Like, as a writer, if you're a writer, that's a gift. And, the rest of the world is waiting to hear what you're writing. Because as whoever said that to you, oh, you should put that in the book.
Yeah.
Yeah, so tonight, write something, and then tomorrow, go get yourself a brand new journal.
Ooh.
A brand new writing, a brand new notebook.
Homework assignment.
That's what I asked, just Coach Dawn now, because that's just it. It's about defining what it is that you would want to do, because that's the direction you always need to go in. What do you want to do? Not what you think you should do, not what everybody tells you should do. What do you want to do? And like you said, you get up, you pray, and then you write. That's your passion. And you allow your passion to pull you until your purpose pushes you.
Sweet Steph said, I wish I could have a writer for my novel. Oh, look at that. Wow. Wow. Look at that. Wow. Did you guys follow each other yet? Did
You
y'all
might
follow
want to do that.
Yeah. Look at that.
See how it goes.
Wow.
You gotta just keep talking. Well, Hidden Gems, I hope this helped you in some way to get you to your next step of aligning more with yourself and who you want to be. And once again, just start learning how to be. I'm on that journey right now too, just allowing, because to me, there's not enough books to read. There's not enough courses to take. There's not enough nothing else I need to be filling this head with. I just need to go ahead and embody and be intentional about what it is I want to do. And I say that to you as well. Whatever it is, you're already prepared. You're already prepared. Just be as you do, but more being than doing. Just allow it to just unfold, but with intention.
Yeah.
Okay, I got to get going. I'll get back with you guys. Y'all be well, okay?
Have a great night. Be well.
Thank you.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
I think it's still there. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So yes, please and keep us
lovely
posted.
to meet you.
Lovely to meet
you.
Yes, join us
I'm
next
follow
week.
you.
Yes, let me follow you back right now. Boom. Yeah. Yes, and let us know next week whatever progress you made, or if you got stuck, share that too. It happens. So we just want to watch everybody become. That's it. I love this for you.
Thank you. And I wish it for you too, and for anyone else who's on the chat who's listening. Right, it's not easy. We all Like, no one really teaches you sometimes how to be. It is the hardest thing. And even if you understand the concept of being,
Yeah.
embracing it and being it is another step that
Yeah.
sometimes we just don't get. But yeah, thank you for reinforcing that thought. I'm glad I came on.
I'm glad you did
Thank you.
too. Lovely to meet you. And
Nice
we'll
to
see you
meet you.
next
Take
week.
care, my lovely. Yes, I'll try and stay awake for it.
Okay.
Thank you. It's a
Beautiful.
different time zone. Thank
Yes,
you.
yes. Have a good one.